Hello everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I want to show you how I make meat pie. So to make meat pie, when you think about meat pie, you're thinking about the dough and then the filling, the thing that goes inside. And we're thinking about the dough, you want something that is flaky, crumbly, buttery, because it matters. I've seen people fish out the meat and throw away the dough if the dough is not well made. So it's very important that you get the dough right. For the dough, you're gonna need flour. Make sure it's all-purpose flour. You're gonna need butter, and if you can, always get the highest quality butter that your mother can afford. So look for pasture raised, and I have unsalted butter here. Then you're also going to need some eggs. Again, you're looking for pasture raised eggs. That's the best quality. And then you're gonna need some ice cold water and some salt. And I highly recommend you use a scale to measure out your ingredients if you can. If you do not have a scale, you can always use a measuring cup. Put the bowl on the scale and zero it out. I'm looking for 1 kilogram of flour. That should be a little under 8 cups. Yeah, I'm already at 955 grams. So about 7.5 cups of flour. Okay. And I have the butter. The butter is 228 grams, so 8 ounces each. I almost forgot the baking powder. Did you see that? So this is an easy way to cut the butter into the flour. If you don't have this grater, that's fine. You can just do the process by hand, but I find that this is a whole lot faster. So all I'm doing is grab a little bit of flour as I grate it in. So I will repeat the process for all 4 sticks of butter. So you're looking for this kind of texture. You want some little bit of chunks of butter in there, larger chunks, smaller chunks, all mixed in. time to add the ice cold water. I'll do that starting with 1 cup and then more as necessary. Just work the dough in. You want to handle the dough from this point lightly. Don't be too heavy on the dough now. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. The dough is beginning to come together now. Yep. We're going to wrap this up. And set it in the fridge. Put it back here and put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Next is the thing that goes inside, the filling. You want the filling to be moist and you want it to be packed with flavor. So you make sure that you use the ingredients that will add flavor to your filling. Green onions is definitely a must-have, and tomatoes. Here I'm using canned tomatoes for convenience, but you can chop up some fresh tomatoes if you will. And I'm using bell peppers in mine, a lot of bell peppers. The kids prefer the bell peppers. I'm making this mostly for them. They don't like carrots and potatoes that I see most people putting in their meat pie, and so I do not put carrots and potatoes. In place of that, I'm using a lot of bell peppers. So you make sure that you get your meat well seasoned. I'm using black pepper. I'm using some thyme and salt. If you want to use seasoning cube, you can, but I am phasing seasoning cubes out of the diet of the people in the Gala household, and therefore I did not add any to this recipe. But you're free to add a seasoning cube if you want. I just added some of the garlic, and I am really taking time to break the meat up into small pieces so that it's not all chunky. Another tip is I cook the meat with part of the peppers and onions because it's gonna cook for like 15 minutes. It will get all mushy, so I saved some of it to add at the end of the cooking. The tomatoes adds a lot of moistness to the filling, so please do not skip that part. Now I'm making roux. Roux is a mixture of butter and flour. So I used 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of flour. What that does is to the filling is add another layer of flavor, and then it also helps to keep the filling moist. So when you cook it, you want it to be brown but not burnt. Make sure you're stirring constantly so you do not burn it. Our meat mixture is almost ready at this point, so I'll add the rest of the bell peppers and the onions so it stays a little bit crunchy. Add the roux and then add the rest of the ingredients, which is the green onions and the cilantro. So you just mix it up and it's basically ready. You let it cool and it's ready to make meat pie. My daughter and I are gonna assemble the pies. You want to go ahead and cut the dough into 4 equal parts if you can, because you don't want the dough to warm up. So I cut it into 4 parts and then I will put the rest back in the fridge and just work on one portion at a time. So you want the dough to be cold at every step of the way. That's how you get that crumbly, flaky crust. Dough needs to be cold. Then you need some flour here. We're just gonna roll it out and then we'll use the bowl. This is the fastest way rather than make the small balls. This is faster than doing balls. So we'll roll this out to about 5 millimeters, like 1/8 of an inch thickness, right? And then we're gonna use the bowl to cut out the rounds. It's a whole lot faster that way. Okay, it's all yours.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing.
You roll out the dough. I'll show you. Just skin, just like we roll out the dough. You want to get something that is like, just keep turning it around. Lisa, you put this in the fridge for me. You want the dough to stay cold. So you just keep it. This here right here is still too thick. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want it too thin. If it's too thin, and the meat is gonna, want to fall apart when you put the filling in. So about 1/8 of an inch. Would you say that's 1/8 of an inch? Does anybody know what 1/8 of an inch looks like?
I'm sure that's a good
About 5 millimeters in thickness. The geek in me wants to do this. That's 1/2 inch. That's 1/4. Is that about 1/8? I'll take that for 1/8. Okay. So you just grab the bowl and then you want to get as many rounds as you can. If you're having trouble doing this, you can get either a knife or the pizza cutter. The pizza cutter can also work. So you get the perfect round. This is how I've been getting the perfect rounds. It's about this. So this bowl here is about 5 inches in diameter. That's like the length, the diameter. The circle that I like for the meat pies. Anything too big, it's just too big. It's too small, and it's just too small. So we try to get as many perfect circles as we can. All right. So just put this together. Do it again. So we want the dough to stay cold all the time. So I'm gonna put this one back in the fridge while we wait. Meat pie should be cold. while Evita continues rolling out the dough, I have already put the oven on at 350°F. Some recipes say 375, some say 400. Let's just go with 350. Okay, I find that 350 works best. It's gonna take a longer time to bake, but then you're gonna ensure that it's properly cooked and it doesn't get brown like before the thing cooks. And I've also lined up a baking sheet with parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, you can just, lightly oil this or rub some butter, put some flour on it and bake it on it like that so it doesn't stick. But I have lined my baking sheet with parchment. And now I'm going to make the egg wash. Egg wash or milk wash, whatever, or you use that to, brush the meat pies with to give it that nice and shiny finish, that gloss. Otherwise, it's just like black. So please do not skip the egg wash step. Some recipes will say to just use like egg white only and mix with water. When you do that, you get like a clear gloss. Some will tell you to use just the egg yolks. When you do that, you get more of a golden color. But whenever I separate out the two, it's like, what happens to the egg yolk? I have to throw away something and I don't like waste. So I'm using the whole egg. I'm gonna get something in between. Again, some people will just do like a milk, use just like milk. Milk will give you a matte kind of finish. It's not gonna be glossy, it will be more of a matte finish. So to make the egg wash, you use one egg, you beat the egg, make sure it's well, mixed up. So it's 1 egg and 2 tablespoons of water. Let me get my water. That's 2 tablespoons of water. You could also just mix the eggs with milk. What the milk does is also promote browning. But here I mixed it with water. So that's my egg wash, it's ready. All right, I'm gonna start assembling the meat pies. I'm gonna take one meat pie. I'm gonna brush it with the egg wash in the inside so that it can, the edges can stick together. Please put a generous amount of your meat, of your filling. I use meat in my case, so I'm gonna put that on one side. Just enough so it doesn't overflow. Then you fold one end, one corner over the one side of the pie over the other. Just press it down to seal, and then you use your fork to give it that kind of decorate at the same time. Make sure the edges come together like that. Okay, there you go. That's your meat pie. Perfect. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge again. Remember, we want it to stay cold. And when you put the assembled meat pie in the fridge, it also ensures that it's properly sealed. Now it's time to put the pies in the oven. So what we want to do right before it goes in the oven is poke some holes to allow steam to escape. The meat pie is ready for the oven now, and make sure you bake it right on the middle shelf. Okay. So this goes in there for about 35 to 40 minutes. Finished product. We got like yeah, that recipe should give you about 24 good size meat pies. That is so yummy. I hope you try this recipe. It's really good, and if you do, please do not forget to let me know in the comments what you think about it. I will share the complete recipe in the description box, so make sure you check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay healthy and fit. Don't overdo this.